Dr. Michael Baden, famed pathologist, is on the Super Celebrity Hotline. Doctor, thank you so much for being with us.
How are you guys?
Good. All right. So, obviously you're familiar with the story that's coming out of Chicago and Cook County, the medical examiner's office about this guy buys a lottery ticket, wins $1 million scratch-off ticket. He's about to collect his $400,000 one-time lump sum payout. And he goes home, has dinner, and then he drops dead.
Right.
Now, cyanide poisoning, how common is that as a mode of murder?
Well, of all people to ask me that, Chicago had the biggest cyanide poisoning in 1982.
Right, the Tylenol.
With the 7 murders that have never been solved with Tylenol. So it isn't very common. Part of it used to be much more common 100 years ago. But it's not common, but part of the problem may be we missed some of them, just as this one was initially missed. Because in order to find cyanide, there has to be some indication that cyanide was taken, because it is not a poison that is routinely looked for. Most of the toxicology routinely looks for drugs of abuse, narcotics, barbiturates, but not cyanide, strychnine, arsenic, which, for example, which require a separate kind of testing.
So, what's the mode of killing someone?
Well, cyanide, it's usually 2 ways, usually. Either by swallowing it in soup or in food or something like that. So it's ingestion by eating, or by inhalation, by inhaling it, like the gas chamber that we had with cyanide. When we had capital punishment, the Nazis used inhalation in the gas chambers.
And how does it act on the body? What does it do?
What it does, it's interesting, it prevents the body from using oxygen. So we breathe in oxygen. Right now we breathe in oxygen, and it... the cyanide prevents it from the oxygen getting from the red blood cells into the cells of the body. So we really suffocate with lack of oxygen.
And, Doctor, that can take mere seconds, or can it last for minutes?
It could. It depends what's in the stomach. If you get the cyanide with a lot of food, it takes longer to get into the bloodstream. But if you take it on an empty stomach, it can cause death within a couple of minutes.
So if someone slips it into your dessert after a big 3-course meal, yikes.
It will take longer to get absorbed because of all the food in the stomach.
Does it taste like anything?
Pardon me?
Does it taste like anything?
Well, it would taste, it smells of almond. It does. The taste would not be significant and would be buried in whatever food you're eating.
Right. So you can put it in like an almond kind of dessert, and people would not notice it.
But that's only by smell. And what the problem with that is, not everybody could smell that odor.
Yeah.
It's genetic. So, like when I work with other medical examiners, we may have a cyanide death case, and some of the people in the autopsy room would immediately know there's a cyanide case because of the odor, and the others who can't smell it genetically would have no idea that it was there.
Oh. All right, so there was a report this guy had screamed and then collapsed. Is that consistent?
Yeah, sure. When one dies from cyanide poisoning, you die because you really your brain isn't getting enough oxygen. You can have convulsions. You can have funny movements, all kinds of disoriented movements. Person gets sleepy. The person can scream, but that all happens very quickly. So that once it's starting to take effect, it's within a couple of minutes that person is dead.
And this is really uplifting.
And all you need, remember the Tylenol cases you guys had. If you had 100 or 200 milligram capsule of Tylenol in the old days,
right?
That's all you need to be fatal.
Yeah.
Just one capsule full.
All right. Doctor, thank you very much. Dr. Michael Baden, famed pathologist.
Oh, good to talk to you.
Thanks, Doctor.
Thanks, appreciate it. All right.
I don't know if the younger generation realizes that, Ro, every time they're struggling with any of those safety caps or foil seals or anything like that, that's all a legacy of the Tylenol poisonings, of course.
Right.
Before then, you just unscrewed the cap and there was the medication. Now it's like there's a wrap on top of a seal, on top of a protective thing. actually can sometimes give you a heart attack out of the rage you feel trying to open that bottle of aspirin.
I got to say, it was creepy but compelling. That those last few minutes there. Sorry.
Man.
Ooh, that's a weird story.
It really is something straight out of a TV show.